Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic. Mike coming to you from the awesome 109 studio here at Summit Media. It is the time to empower people. The Princess of Purpose, Tiffany Greene. Welcome back to the program, ma'am.
Thank you, Mike. We also got a guest today.
We do. Okay. And I'm not in the studio, so I can't break out the usual fanfare. So, ma'am, who are you rolling with today?
This is Rory Doodle. We welcomed her into our family on Saturday.
Rory Doodle.
Rory Doodle.
Is she related to Snicker? Is that her brother?
Not related to Snickerdoodle, but could perhaps be related to the Gilmore Girls.
Wow. The Gilmore Girls, that was a WB show, correct?
Correct.
That my sons were of that age, and that is the only reason I know who or what the Gilmore Girls are. All righty, ma'am. So besides being Rory Doodle's mom, tell folks who you are, what you do.
So I'm Tiffany Greene. I'm the founder of Empower People, and Empower People is an organization that provides education, connection, and support to mission and purpose-driven leaders to drive positive impact and empower people. And they can find us on empowerpeople.org. That's mpwrpeople.org. And they can find us on social media, #EmpowerPeople. That's correct. I do it, but I'm holding Rory right now. And you can find us on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
So your organization, a lot of times when people embrace change, sometimes people don't want it. So your organization has gone through a change of metamorphosis. You're moving. Talk about when change is needed, and how do you carry purpose through when you're changing organizations?
So yeah, Empower People was originally created, when the concept of Empower People was created, the thing I did not worry about, or should I say focus on, was the legal structure. The first thing I was focused on with Empower People is, I'm sure you're not surprised, which is the purpose. And then
Shocking.
yeah, I know, right? Once we knew the purpose, once we knew the structure, once the business plan, strategic plan, everything, then it's like, okay, what's the legal structure that makes the most sense for Empower People? Well, we chose the 501(c)(3) status because there were certain entities that said, well, if you have a 501(c)(3) status, we'll partner with you. So I considered that because so Empower People, you can still be purpose driven, as I always say, regardless if you're nonprofit or for profit, doesn't matter. But because of the potential partnerships, I decided, well, maybe it makes sense to be a 501(c)(3). So we applied for it, got it. Was that for actually a year, because we got the 501(c)(3) status in March of 2023, and we decided to transition and let go of the 501(c)(3) status. And now Empower People is a socially responsible business. The reason why is because Empower People is not an entity that is going to be seeking out grant funding. It's not that type of organization, never was. It's not the type of organization that is necessarily seeking sponsors, fundraising, things of that nature. The goal of Empower People is to provide low-cost services to mission and purpose-driven leaders. Well, why can't a for-profit do that, right? And when I say low cost, let's be clear, affordable services, and also continue to offer free services. So we made the transition to go to socially responsible business because, in essence, that's who we fundamentally have and always will be, regardless if it's a nonprofit or not. And we can now offer more services.
So, but you've been very clear, and you helped me understand. You help the people understand. Every organization is out there seeking funding, whatever you call it.
That's right.
Everybody is, in my words, the official term is begging for money.
That's right. We all need it.
We all need it. But until you made it clear, which was nonprofits, we hang that tag on nonprofits all the time. But it's not a bad thing when for-profit businesses ask for money.
No, everybody's got to ask for money, and for profits The difference is when you are a for-profit versus a nonprofit, is they're still both businesses at the end of the day, both need money. The only difference is the ask for money for a for-profit is more direct. Like I'm exchanging this cash for this service or this product. It's very direct. Where a nonprofit is less tangible. You're paying for a service or a product, but I'm not going to get an immediate ROI on it. I'm not going to get an immediate return, whatever that be, quality of life, better the community, sustainability. I'm not going to see a quick return. Whereas for profits, there's a quick return. And that's in essence really what makes a big difference.
All righty, Tiffany Greene. We from time to time, monthly, we do the Empower Hour, and we just had your good friend Stacy Briley Goodman who was in talking about order and processes and the importance of them. So you made the choice to go from a nonprofit entity to a for-profit entity, but all through that is keeping purpose intact.
It's literally just a legal structure. It doesn't change anything about the business other than the fact that as a socially responsible business, we can offer more services seamlessly versus if we were a nonprofit.
There you go. How can people find information out about Empower People?
Empowerpeople.org. That's MPWRpeople.org. They can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And just a reminder to everybody that you can watch our videos on YouTube. So if you did miss the Empower Hour, that's there, as well as on ESPN Richmond, as well as the courses. You can watch those on YouTube as well. But they don't have the Q&A portion. You have to be a member to watch the Q&A portion. So to join, you just go to empowerpeople.org/join.
And it's very important to join because we do have some great information that is shared with the Q&A.
Oh, and that's where it gets deep.
And that's where it's confidential because sometimes people do not they don't feel comfortable sharing information without making sure that everyone isn't going to be doing the right things with the questioning or taking that information to nefarious places.
That's right. And that's what I like to say about Empower People. So when you're joining that, you might say, well, why do you have people sign an agreement if it's free anyway? Well, because it's a confidentiality agreement. And we like to think that whatever is said at Empower People stays at Empower People. It's much like Vegas in that way, right? So we want people to feel comfortable to ask very personalized questions without feeling like I'm divulging too much about me or my business.
Alrighty, we blasted through Q1. We're into, it's funny how long it takes. People get ready for the new year, and it's just like forever and ever getting ready. And now we're at Q2 already. What are the streets at? What are some of the trends that you're seeing as far as places being purpose-driven or the lack of?
I think what happens is in Q1, people are feeling rejuvenated. They try to be focused on what their purpose is of their why. Not everybody, but there's a really strong attempt. By Q2, they're lost in the weeds. They lose sight of their purpose. And if they didn't make Q1 goals, they start going into reactionary mode and lose sight of the purpose and go, let me try this. Maybe this will stick. Or maybe let me try this, or this will stick. And what I always see is if you've been doing something the same way and it's not getting you the results, meaning you've given it an honest attempt, like you've been doing this thing for months, maybe a year, and you're not seeing the results you want, it's time to pivot. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of folks at the end of Q1 maybe saying, I didn't meet goal. And I will say, well, what are you going to do differently in Q2? Well, I know I got to do something differently. Well, what are you going to do? And you come back and you say, well, did you try this? Did you try? No, I tried that. That didn't work. I got to keep doing what I'm doing. Well, if you're going to keep doing, what do they say about insanity?
You're going to continue doing the same thing over and over again, but you expect something different.
And that's what I feel happens in Q2. There's a idea like we're not making Q1 goals. We got to do something different, but there's a fear of doing something different. And oftentimes, you know what that fear of doing something different is? Usually to do something different requires an investment. It could require an investment of money. It can require an investment of time. And it's like, well, you know, if you're in the store and you're looking at something, are you really willing to put the money down? You might really love it, but it really becomes what's important to you, right? What's important to you. So if you really want to make up for quarter one and make quarter two goal, you got to be willing to put the investment, whether it be monetary or time, to do it. Because if not, it's like insanity. It's insanity. You're going to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results.
Tiffany Greene here with Mike King, ESPN Richmond 106.1, Mike King Biz Radio, talking about working together, finding your place, empowering your people, all that put together, it makes an outstanding organization. It works with the culture of a place. So you're saying we're in Q2 now. Everybody's down in the weeds trying to figure out, oh, Lord, what am I going to do? I ran across something. I saw a coach that said when he sees coaches staying late because they started losing or they're losing, and he says they just grind away and grind away. And he says it's a problem if they're staying there, basically living there because they're losing. He said his idea is that I'm not going to do that because I gave you my all right from the beginning. I'm going to continue going home at the regular time. And you're shaking your head like, yes.
It's about boundaries. And it's up to each individual to set our own boundaries and what we want to accomplish. And, you know, if you've taken economics, you always learn what's the really important concept you learn in economics is opportunity cost. If I do this thing, there's an opportunity cost of doing that or not doing that. So if you're staying, no matter who you are, whether you're an entrepreneur, an employee, and you're staying to 8 o'clock at night, what is the opportunity cost of doing that? You're maybe making the argument that I'm making my business better. Are you? I think we could challenge that. But secondly, what is the opportunity cost? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it your health? Is it your mental health? What is the opportunity cost? Because life is a series of trade-offs, and how you live reflects your purpose.
There you go, Tiffany Greene, nuggets of knowledge for us. And how you live it's your purpose. It's also that it's easier to recruit talent when people are able to see we are mission alignment, purpose alignment, that it's easy to find people and to hold on to people. People don't leave organizations like that.
And that's why for most nonprofits, right? That's why we think of nonprofits and for-profits differently. It's not really about the legal structure. It's because of the purpose. So nonprofits, everybody knows, like Virginia Down Syndrome Association, everybody knows what their purpose is. Everybody knows why everybody's going to work or volunteering or donating funds to Virginia Down Syndrome Association, right? And they're feeling good about it. They know the impact that they're making and the lives that they are changing. When you look at a for-profit organization and it's about the bottom line, that becomes problematic, right? Because what is the purpose of the bottom line? And everyone will create their own narrative. The bottom line is to help the elite few make money. Well, I don't feel warm and fuzzy about that, right? So purpose, when you have purpose, it gets stuff done. Motivates people. It inspires people because when an organization has purpose, its people have purpose. And if you were to talk, this might be an interesting conversation, Mike. We might, and you know people in the nursing home, assisted living facilities. Talk to those experts. What's the best thing you can do with the aging population? They need what? Purpose.
Tiffany Greene, purpose, it is a very big word. She is the princess of purpose out there, doing some amazing things. We have the Empower Hour every month. It is the first Wednesday of every month. And what we do is we bring in the talented folks out there talking legal, HR, operations, talking to media. We're bringing the experts to you, and Tiffany Greene is the ringmaster of that. That is her squad. So, ma'am, one last time, how can people find you and any other nuggets of knowledge you want to drop on us?
People can find us at empowerpeople.org. That's mpwrpeople.org. They can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And I do prefer email. So if they'd like to reach out to me via email, it's TJ, as in Tiffany Joy, Green with an E at the end, at empowerpeople.org. Other information I'd like to share with people is please, please, please don't miss your opportunity to join Empower People for free so you can get, the education, connection, and support you need. It's free. You have nothing to lose. You can watch our courses at a time that makes most sense for you, or you can attend live and ask the advisors questions. So I encourage you to do that. We have 2 more courses coming up this month. How to have a professional website, given by Joe Romello. He was the former CISO of Michael's Craft Stores, the New York Times. He helped with the Michael Craft Stores e-commerce site, so he may know something about websites. And then we are also having a course called Use Your Words. And that's with Elizabeth J. Phillips, and that's on Thursday, the 25th. And oh, by the way, Mike, you guess where Joe Romello's from?
Canada?
Philly.
I know, he has to be. All the great ones, I'm just saying. One question, the burning question is, how did you guys settle on Snickerdoodle? No.
It's free.
Oh, you know what? Not only Snickerdoodle, but you're Canadian. You know who? Wait a minute. What's your new family member's name?
Rory Doodle.
Okay, so Rory Doodle is not related to Snickerdoodle.
Is not related to Snickerdoodle.
But being that you are Canadian, is he related to Yankee?
Yankee Doodle? I don't know. That's a good question. Doodle was just a name that popped in my head, and I happened just to say it to my kiddos before we even got her, and they just fell in love with it. And here's the wild and crazy thing. The person we adopted the dog, I hate just to say the dog,
That is true.
Rory from her daughter said to my daughter before we left with her, she said, if you could just do me one favor, could you either call her Marshmallow or Doodle? So there we go. Doodle had to be in the name.
Rory Doodle.
And listen, I challenge you to listen to the theme song from the Gilmore Girls. And I will say, man, it seems like a very good theme song for this kind of companionship.
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get when you tune in to the Empower People with Tiffany Greene, Mike King. We are here. She's out there making a big difference in the world. She is the Pied Piper of purpose. She's out there talking about how that mission alignment, how all that kumbaya, that touchy-feely stuff, it really works. And, I drank the Kool-Aid, man. And so, we're out there talking the good talk. All right, she has to go. She has to work with Rory, because Rory's cousins, Snicker and Yankee, are coming over later today. They're going to have a sleepover. They're going to have
quite the party.
It is going to be a party. They're going to have, hats and everything, all the things like for 4th of July. All of the doodles are going to be there. The doodles. On the mic with Mike, Tiffany, we got to go. Thanks, folks. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
What the heck is
all
that?
I keep thinking